Storage Wars has officially ended after this happened.
Get the out of my option! You're done! You're gone!
But before we begin, we hope to see you stay until the end, as you won't want to miss out on what we have to show you in today's video. Also, be sure to subscribe to our channel, click that notification bell to be notified of any future videos, and comment to be entered into our $100 Amazon gift card giveaway.
It's hard to deal with ignorant people and people that just don't have a lot of knowledge.
Wrongful termination. You either love to hate him or you hate to love him, but no matter the circumstance, you can't deny how much of an impact Dave Hester has had on the show. Unfortunately, his name also came into some controversy when in 2012, he filed a lawsuit against the A&E network for wrongful termination after accusing the series of practically rigging each episode's outcome. Hester claimed these show producers would try drawing his attention to certain boxes during the digging process, and that before bidding even began. To make the show more exciting, producers would also place items of interest in these storage units, a practice referred to as salting. A prime example of this stems from the time Hester found a batch of old newspapers reporting on the death of Elvis Presley, and another when a group found an antique BMW under a pile of trash. Despite A&E never actually denying these claims, Hester was never called back to feature in the series' 4th season, but did make a dramatic return in late season 5. Plastic surgery scandal. It's likely that more came out of the Hester versus AE lawsuit than the network executives may have wanted. One of the situation's more egregious claims made by David Hester stands out to be the time show producers paid one of the female cast members to have plastic surgery. The reason being it would create more sex appeal for the show, as Hester put it, considering the series' audience is male dominant. Nowadays, it's not entirely uncommon for adults to have plastic surgery done on themselves, especially in the Hollywood scene. And Hester never brought it up in the suit, either that it was forced on the cast member or not. Still, the allegation all in itself leads us to wonder what's the show's morality and how better off would they have been if it never came up.
Don't throw those. Those are money, Bozak. Why don't you look one of these up just so I can put a price to them, Brandy?
Criminal Schultz. Before joining Storage Wars as a veteran bidder, before co-owning the Now and Then thrift store, Gerald Schultz was spending his time elsewhere. In prison. It's not like Schultz hasn't brought up his past runnings with the law on the show, but he's never really offered any detail. According to the online Starcasm, Schultz was arrested in January 1997 for a felony possession of controlled substance, methamphetamine, and for the transportation of several narcotics. He received a minor sentence and was released on probation, for which he violated after transporting narcotics again, but this time under the influence of alcohol. For the second strike, Schultz received a 16-month-long sentence in a California state prison before being released in 1999, which explains these mugshots. Yep. Depending on your opinion of Dave Hester, yup, may either be the least or most irritating catchphrase you could ever hear. Although Hester himself feels so strongly about it that in 2011, he filed a lawsuit against Trey Songz for using the word in his music and merchandise.
Songbooks on fire.
Of the jarringly ridiculous suit, Hester claimed that the artist's catchword resembles an animal or non-human-like squeal, which begins with a distinct yee sound before finishing with a squealing yup sound. That's distinct and different from Hester's more monosyllabic sounding guttural auction bidding phrase, which is meant to convey the meaning of yes. As reported by the New York Post, in reality, yup isn't even a distinctive word. It's just a differently pronounced version of yes. So we can see how dismayed the court was while dealing with this lawsuit. After about either months, however, the case was settled out of court. What Songz and Hester's agreement came down to is really a mystery. But since then, if you click on the shop of Hester's website, it redirects you to a blank copyright page.
Wait. Guys, don't go anywhere. This is what we look for. Please be a NES 001.
Mark Beleo's tragic ending. Nicknamed Rico Suave, Mark Beleo had a reoccurring role on Storage Wars from 2011 up until February 2013 before taking his own life through carbon monoxide poisoning. The troubles first began in 2009 when Beleo pleaded guilty for the transportation of a controlled substance. From then on, Beleo would regularly be in and out of jail for repeated offenses and parole violations. Sadly, 2 days after the release of his 45-day sentence in February 2013, Beleo decided to end it all at the age of 40. As an outsider, it's difficult to imagine what Beleo went through, although at least we'll have a few amusing moments that he shared with us on the show.
You know, Dave, I'd shut your mouth if I were you.
I'm just saying what I
can't kick
saw.
this
I just
out.
say what I saw.
Well, you wanted
Literal Storage Wars. Some of you might not even remember one of the series' most dramatic moments. Stemming from a Season 8 episode, TMZ reported on the brawl between auctioneer Dan Dotson and buyer Dave Hester, with Dan's wife Laura in the middle of it. Show's producers have been known to write in certain jokes, one-liners, and tantrums into the show, and when Hester was asked, he claimed producers told him to cause a little tension between him and Don after missing a bid from Mary Padian. Though, when things got heated and Don approached Hester, that's when everything went actually south.
Open your eyes. And if you don't like it, get the f*** out. Really? Yeah. Ready? Come on.
Hester made the first hit, and with Laura finding herself on the pavement, security eventually pulled the two apart. This isn't the first time tensions have risen between the two, but it's definitely the worst they've taken it.
One day I showed up to an auction, and he had happened to leave a hat behind at a photo shoot.
Goodbye, Brandon. For how popular the show has become since its debut in 2010, it's strange to see such abrupt budget cuts. Of those cuts, longtime bidder and son of Daryl, Brandon Sheets, was the only member of the group to be laid off. Fans were shocked, but more so was Brandon, who barely received any notice. And thus, the father-son Sheets team was cut in half after 9 successful seasons. Understandably, Brandon took out his frustrations over the decision on Twitter, where he publicly announced his departure from the show. What's worse, though, is how the producers asked him to continue to do free work for them. Yeah, like that'll happen. What's most perplexing about the decision, however, is the introduction of several new buyers, including Kenny Crossley and duo Shauna Dehan and Edwina Registre, and auctioneer Emily Wares. Budget cuts? Maybe not.
Larry Bird basketball, baby!
Daryl almost left too. It seems like Storage War budget cuts seem to stem further than we realize, as before the network terminated their contract with Brandon in 2016, father Daryl Sheets was planning to leave the show in 2015. After talks of looking to transition part of the show's spending into other avenues, Daryl's $30,000 per episode paycheck was put in jeopardy when network executives planned on not only slicing it in half, so $15,000 per episode, but they were going to reduce them just to 4 episodes in the 7th season. The drastic change came as a shock considering how much of a series regular and fan favorite Daryl has become. Despite him getting his way in the end, however, it might be safe to assume that this situation had a direct influence on the termination of his son Brandon from the series.
The best way to describe Dave in a word: a-hole.
That was exciting!
You should get excited when you get screwed, okay, buddy?
A bumpy beginning. Over the past 8 years, minus season 4, Dave Hester has become quite the powerhouse in the terms of storage auctions. And believe it or not, he has a DUI to thank for that. People, don't drive under the influence. Posted on the A&E website, Hester was convicted of driving under the influence in 2005 and was subsequently sentenced to community service at a local Goodwill store. It was his work at the shop, however, that led Hester down the road of owning a thrift store and buying and selling old and used items. Not many people can say that they owe their success to being so reckless in the past, and it's better left to be unsaid for Hester's sake.
You think of uncovering lost treasure, you probably think about chests long buried on tropical islands. But for one lucky buyer in California, finding this pirate's gold was a whole lot easier. An auction of unclaimed storage units led to $500,000 worth of legendary loot, and it looks like there is some serious history.
Buried treasure. What are you to do when you miss out on the biggest deal of the show? Not this. And what could be viewed as a major punch to the face of Storage Wars, in 2011, 2 of Storage Wars' primary auctioneers, Dana and Laura Dotson, unknowingly sold a locker containing more than $500,000 worth of 200-year-old treasure. To compare, so far the biggest find in Storage Wars history was made by Daryl Sheets, funny how they want to cut his paycheck, who found a collection of paintings worth $300,000 back in 2012.
Is this stuff worth anything?
Considering the amount of work that I see, you have maybe about 300,000. Congratulations.
Hold on just a minute.
What's more is that the incredible find was done by an amateur storage hunter who paid a mere $1,000 for the unit. Perhaps the show should consider featuring more unknowns into their episodes.
Taking the shark tooth I found to fossil expert Gene Harris.
Cancelled. They say imitation is the sincerest form of flattery, though there may have to be some exceptions. In comes Storage Wars Miami, a direct spin-off of the original California version. Although the series was cut short following a tragedy which involved one of its cast members, it was at a family viewing party when cast member Kevin Pugh's son, Hashim, shot a family friend with a stolen .45 caliber handgun for seemingly no reason, and then was restrained by his father and brother until police arrived. While Kevin Pugh took responsibility of the matter by disabling his son, it's a tragic moment which will forever stay in the series. And with that said, that concludes why Storage Wars has officially ended. Feel free to comment down below what you thought about today's video and maybe leave a like if you enjoyed. Also, don't forget to subscribe and push that notification bell to see more film-focused videos similar to this one in the near future. And have yourselves an excellent day.